Right, so on the controller piece now, we're going to, on the top face, create this slot. So that's what we see here on the plan view, looking downwards, this slot here. And on the elevation you could see here that it's a cut inwards. So the first thing we're going to do is go back to Inventor. We're going to do Start 2D Sketch, but we're going to start the 2D sketch on this top face, which is the exact same as the plan view. So I'm clicking on it. I'm going to use the rectangle tool to make a rectangular profile on the top face. Now it doesn't matter how big it is, I'm just going to make a rectangle profile at the moment. Then I'm going to use the dimension tool to get it to the right length and width. So if I look at the working drawing, you could see that this slot is 40 wide, and on this end elevation it's 5mm in thickness. So back to Inventor. Using the dimension tool, I'm hovering over here till it goes red, click, move upwards and just click around somewhere here, and we're going to amend that to 40mm, clicking the green tick when I'm happy. Again, dimension. I'm clicking on this side line when it goes red. I'm going to move outwards, click again, and I'm going to amend this to 5mm. Green tick again when I'm happy. So that means I've made it the right length of 40, width of 5. Same as the working drawing. 40, 5. So that was 40 in length, 5 width. So now I need to position it into the right place. So you could see that looking at the working drawing, it's spaced 30mm away from the edges, and it's spaced 5mm in from each of these sides here and here. So it's 5 in, 30 in. So in Inventor, I could use the dimension tool, hover over the side line till it goes red, click, move inwards until that's red, click, and then just move down here into this white space, click again, and I could amend that to 30 and then click on this little green tick when I'm happy. So that's moved this rectangular profile inwards from this edge to here to 30mm. We're going to do the same again, dimension. We're going to choose this back surface or back edge, so when that goes red, click. I'm going to move downwards until I'm over this line, and when that's red, I'm going to click, and then I'm going to move out to the side to here into this white space and a third click. Now that allows me to tell Inventor that I want the space from here to here to be 5mm, and then I can hit the little green tick and that spaces it correctly. So now I'm happy that I've made it 40 long, 5 wide. I'm happy that I've spaced it 30 in from this outside edge and 5 in from this back edge. So now I can finish the sketch because it's all correct. So I've drew this rectangular profile on this top face. So if you look at the working drawing now, you can see that this goes inwards by a depth of 5mm. So it's a cut into this top face 5mm. So we go to Inventor, we're going to use the extrude tool. Now at the moment you can see it's extruding upwards off of the face. That's where direction we can change. So the first one, default, it's extruding upwards. But we want to go to this next option and flip it so that it goes inwards, and that's what's called a subtract. So we're doing a subtraction into the face. Now we need to make sure the distance A is set to the same as the working drawing, which is 5mm. Once I'm happy that I've flipped it and the distance is 5, so it's cutting inwards, I can then click on OK. So that now, if I just use the orbit tool over here, you can see that that's a cut of a slot on this top face. So I'm going to press escape to get rid of the orbit tool. Actually no, I'm going to move it sideways. There we go. Escape to get rid of the orbit tool. So we've now got our slot. So if we look at the working drawings, you can see that this piece is red, but the button or the D-pad or whatever you want to call it, is black. So it's red controller, and this button here is black. So if I go to Inventor, up here where it says default, I'm going to drop this down. So this is all the materials. So this is materials that we could apply to our piece that we've made. So I'm going to scroll down until I get to S, which is in alphabetical order. So S and then smooth red. Choose smooth red. Now that's going to apply that to the entire object, the entire component. But I want this button to be black. So to do that, I'm going to move over the button, click on that front face. I'm going to hold down, actually to zoom in so you see this better, if you pull the mouse wheel towards you, that'll get it big and on the screen. Then if you hold down the mouse wheel, you could then move this piece around your screen. So I'm going to do that until I get it right in the center. Click here on the white space so nothing's selected. So I'm choosing this front face, click until it goes like a blue color. And then if I hold down shift and click on this outside edge, so that's shift on your keyboard and then clicking again, that means I've selected this front circle, and then I've shift and clicked again to select this outside edge. So you can see if I move my mouse over here to this white space, both of these surfaces are now blue. So that means I've selected them. So now if I go up here to where it's the materials menu, I can drop this menu down, and I'm now going to go to the same again, S. It's in alphabetical order, but I'm going to go to S and look for smooth black. Choose that. Then if I press the mouse wheel twice to zoom out, so you can see that I've applied two different colours to the different parts. So I've got this button and its edge is black and the controller as red. And I'm going to save that. So we're going to go File, Save As, and we're going to name this Controller and save. And when we save it, we need to make sure it's saving into our Nintendo Switch file or folder, which we would have done when we first chose our project at the start of the video. So you need to make sure you're in your project and it's saving it into your folder for your Nintendo Switch. Save.